Good evening YouTube, and welcome back to my channel Outsiders. And today I've done a video, really this is first thing in the morning actually, for a gentleman by the name of RTTLP, who has said quite kindly in his most recent video, his first video, that he found my channel to be of an inspiration, and hence when he saw my call to arms that Win had instigated and started off, he decided he would do a video. And it was his first video, and he introduced himself and he explained that he'd been DMing for 8 weeks and he's got a new group together and he's going to put out some new videos for new DMs, which I think is absolutely inspiring. And it's because of people like that that all of us, I think, on this community, well, I think so, I think are actively keen in seeing people like this come forward and producing videos. So it's excellent to see videos coming out from new people, and I hope that he can feel inspired and you know, to churn out more videos, which would be fantastic. So I think he asked several things in the 10-minute video that he did, and the first thing is, I think I would say to him very simply, the piece of advice I would give about the videos is simple. I'm not going to tell you what I think about the way you present or the style you present or any of those things. That's not important as far as I'm concerned. I think the most important thing is to be true to yourself. Be yourself. Don't try and overcomplicate. Just if that's the personality that is you, as far as I'm concerned, that's good enough. Don't try and overthink it. So just keep things really simple. Give yourself some time. Put some videos out. The more you do, the easier it gets. The better you become. The more familiar you become with your material, the better it is, and you can ad-lib the same way as you would if you DM. So I think that's the best piece of advice I can give you. As for a name, difficult. That's got to be really a personal choice. I think it's kind of you to offer us all the opportunity to give you one. But I think maybe something like Paradigm, DM's Paradigm, or Sense of Theatre RPG, or something like that. Something that captures the imagination. I like the idea. I love the word paradigm because it is exactly that in this profession, in this hobby, because you are challenging people's perspectives and you're hoping to make their opinions shift. And I don't mean that we're constantly out there trying to switch each other's opinions, far from it, but a good channel is thought-provoking. That's what a good channel is, and it allows you an opportunity to think, oh, that's a good point, and I need to really think about it. So I love the word paradigm, so if you can use that in your channel name, great. I think it would be really good. As for the sort of videos I think you should do, I think you've already hit the nail on the head. I think you're in a great position. I mean, whether you've DM'd for 80 years or only DM'd for 8 weeks, I think the reality is simple. You could still be a phenomenal DM. I think taking the plunge into doing videos is fantastic, because I wish there was a resource like this around when I started out, because I can guarantee you I would have latched all over it. But the good thing is, I think personally, I think that a lot of people coming in, and this is what my hope was, is that they can take the best bits from all these videos that people are producing, and it's almost like shortcutting them into being better DMs. And better DMs ultimately mean more players, and more players means a thriving RPG, not only community, but also a thriving RPG movement and a continued success in the RPG world. We may be considered very niche, on the edge, you know, but we are a force, and we are a big driving factor, people like us, in a lot of different industries in so many different ways. So, you know, it's great to have you on board this little community of ours, which is steadily growing. It's great that you're starting to do some videos. I'd say keep it simple. I'd say focus it around what your viewpoints are. You know, think about, you know, talk about things that are causing you problems. Talk about things that in your sessions you think you did a good job on. Talk about, you know, yeah, talk about some of the stories you're running, but don't get so embroiled in those, because often they don't, in my view, they don't translate as well onto, you know, it's one of those classics like you had to be there. It's a great line, isn't it? You had to be there. I don't think sometimes our own stories translate very well to other people to hear them, but I'm fascinated to hear what sort of game you're running. I'd love to hear some of the house rules you've got. All those sort of things are fantastic. And there's no harm in doing a quick overview of what you're up to and then really fleshing that out in unique ways. Could be good to see some of your players, get some of your players behind that camera and get their viewpoints on how you're doing, which is a very bold step, you know, but it's so worth doing. What they're enjoying about your games, what they've struggled with, what things and you'll find it invaluable. So being a new guy coming into this, it's fantastic to have this resource available only a few weeks in. I mean, it's great, isn't it, really? And it's so good to have you on board. For me personally, this is why I got into this. As I've said, this is totally the reason. It's for people like yourself. It's really, really kind of you to mention us. There are so many good people on here. I would write a list for days if I was to go on and on and on and talk about them. There's some stalwarts out there, some fantastic people that continue to churn out the highest quality material. And it constantly inspires me to want to come back and do more. And so that's why I'm putting this video out. In fact, I'm not putting it out, if I'm being honest. My daughter's going in for an operation today. And I'm in London, basically, as you view this video. So my wife is kindly putting this on tonight as a reply to you. And I've asked her to put a few comments. I've left a list on a few videos I watched very early this morning and late last night, UK time. So hopefully some of you will see those video responses coming up. I'm also expecting her to make sure that she's replied to anybody who's sent back any video responses, and I've given her a general format of response to it. So anyway, that's just a quick update, quick recap, and a quick thank you to I think it's RTTLP or RTLLP or whatever it is at this moment in time. Get your name down, work out what it is you want to do, and go for it. And let's see some videos. Oh, and another tip, actually, I must remember this. Don't burn yourself out. Take a little bit of time. Do videos that you feel comfortable doing. You know, if it's only one a week, fine. If it's only one every 3 weeks, I don't really care. Just do it to the level you feel comfortable at, and then you'll find your own formula. I did it sort of differently. I came into it, I wanted to churn out a lot of videos early on to sort of, in my view, hone my own personal skill at it. I'm not worried about the equipment, as people probably can tell. I have got plans to improve it, and I've got even bigger plans going ahead into next year, where I really want to turn it into a proper, and these are the steps really, a proper RPG show. You know, a proper 30-minute, 25-minute, 30-minute scripted show that I've worked on. I've, you know, got some good ideas from the community and worked with them to get it right. And that's definitely the platform that I think I need to get to start improving the overall ratings. And I'm also going to give you a big shout out tonight. So at the bottom of this, I'm going to put your channel details I currently have. I'll put at the bottom of this video, and I would encourage all my subscribers, anybody that's interested who wants, you know, more RPG stuff, subscribe to this guy, get on his channel, encourage him, get behind him, and let's see what he can do. Because I remember what it was like when I started out, and you know, it's an interesting journey. You know, it's one of these, and you obviously like it because you're persevering, you're looking for ways to improve. That speaks volumes for me about you. That's all I need to know. If you want someone who you can easily soundboard off at any time, you know, like anybody is, I'm here for you. And if you want some personal videos, if you've got ideas you want to bounce back and forward, and you need some personal tips, advice, whatever, that you don't want to share with the community because you feel maybe it's a bit, you know, a bit embarrassing, a few things you're not sure, you want to work it out until you feel comfortable, I'm always there for anybody, as I always am. I'm happy to do some personal stuff to hopefully help in any way I can, and I hope that comes across in all the videos I do. So anyway, I've been Sean Connors. This has been Outsiders. Thanks for joining the community. Welcome aboard, and happy gaming to you. Bye-bye.